everybody. It's Steve from Pet Alliance.
And Candace.
Hope you're all doing well. We wanted to kind of send out a message to all of our volunteers, thanking you for all your service and all the things you've done. We're not at this point opening to the public to adopt, so all of our adoptions are still going virtual. Still, people can schedule appointments to see a specific animal, and we're doing adoptions that way. We are not going to have anybody coming into the catteries or the dog kennels for the month of June to walk the dogs or enrich the cats. We have staff that have been able to do that, and they've been getting lots of walks and lots of love. You know, probably about 85% of the animals in our care are in foster care right now. I think we have close to 200 kittens. So to put a little perspective, a couple of weeks ago, we had 130 animals in our care, and we now have 325. So we've been doing some transfers from a couple different shelters to prevent some euthanasias, but the overwhelming majority of the animals that we have in are kittens. And so we're continuing to do virtual adoptions. That's been going really well, and scheduling appointments for people to come in and meet animals. That's been going really well. And we're gonna continue that process through the month of June. So I know all of you are just kind of raring to come back in and help out. But for the month of June, we're really not gonna be utilizing our Bark Buddies and kitty cuddlers as we continue moving forward with the virtual adoptions. We are, if you're interested in volunteering, we still are taking foster homes in on a very regular basis. And you know, if you have any interest in cats or kittens at all, we can certainly use people to take care of kittens. Most are nursing with the moms, but we do have some bottle feeding. Some little bottle feeding babies. Nyla. This is Nyla. She's in the cat room here in Orlando. She is super affectionate.
She's 4 years old.
She's 4. We think she might be over grooming her tail because she's so fluffy here, but her tail is
Look at this skinny
her
thing.
tail is kind of skinny.
What happened to you, little
But
meow?
it's got fur on the whole thing, so we're not sure.
She's super soft, so she does a good
is-
job cleaning herself.
She is very, very affectionate. She loves affection. So we've been coming in, giving the cats that are on site extra love and care. So don't stress about that. Don't worry about that. I myself have spent a good amount of time in the past 6 weeks here in the 2 cat rooms. You may notice that we painted and we added some cute little silhouettes of cats, on here, and you'll see them in the corners, posing near light fixtures and stuff. But we took this time to really refresh both the cat rooms, the outdoor catteries, painted all the kennels in Sanford, got that all taken care of. We really cleaned as much as we can possibly clean, I think. So that's kind of where we're at with our broad-based volunteers. If you really want to volunteer and you have the time and you want to foster, we would love you doing that. We have a lot of people volunteering. So sometimes people say to me, oh, you're not utilizing volunteers right now. No, we're absolutely utilizing volunteers. That's why we have so many foster families. Foster families are simply volunteers. They're just not volunteering in the shelter. They're volunteering in their homes. We also will probably have a couple of volunteers that help out in shelter medical. So if you hear that some volunteers have been doing some stuff, very specialized volunteers. We probably will have a couple volunteers come out and help us with the community garden. That's something very easy to do. It's very socially distanced, it's outside. And we're continuing to use a few volunteers in our community TNR program, so our Trap New Return program. So I didn't want people to think we weren't utilizing any programmatic volunteers. Through this whole thing, volunteers that work in our Meals on Wheels program have been delivering food to those families. So there are about 76 families that get Meals on Wheels food, or Anna Meals on Wheels as we call it. to support their pets, and I think it's about 135 animals that are fed. June is typically our second busiest adoption month, and so we will be encouraging some volunteers that do off-site work. We're going to start placing animals in our off-site locations, but only 8 of them at this point. And so we will be utilizing some volunteers. They will come get the cats and they will take them to the off-site location, and they will be working with the cats in the off-site location. So if that's something you did in the past, you will see that kind of request go out. And if it's something you'd like to do, you can certainly reach out to Candace and we can work on that. So we wanted to make you all aware of what was available. Our priority is anybody that would like to foster. And I'm doing this because I think Karen's going to put the word foster above my head, but she may not. So anybody that would like to foster, and then anybody that would like to work off-site. Those are our 2 most pressing needs. We want to keep, getting cats and dogs adopted. We want to keep serving the community and doing all of those things. So we're trying to manage this. All of you know that this time right now and in our world and in our country specifically, we've got a lot going on. And we genuinely appreciate all the support that our volunteers give us. And I can't say that any more sincerely. And we hope you understand our decision to not have people coming in the building at this point, but that we still need volunteers to assist with fostering, to assist with offsite. Anybody who wants to come out and help with the community garden, come help us weed. We'd love to have you do that. But we're not ready to open up and just have people start coming in at this point in time. Hopefully by July, we'll be ready to do that.
You want to say anything about wearing PPE, or if you have symptoms, stay home? Don't come in.
Yeah, for those volunteers we are utilizing, I think they do understand that if they have a fever or anything like that. Because we're using so few volunteers overall, we're messaging to them specifically. Like if you're a community cat volunteer, that's a pretty socially distanced process anyway.
Yeah.
And we've continued to do TNR through the bulk of this. We did suspend that for a couple of weeks, but we started that back up in April. We're really, really focused on not having thousands of cats born in the wild. And that program has shown great progress, and we're excited about that, and we've got good data to support that. But obviously, thank you for bringing it up, Candace. Hopefully I don't need to tell somebody if they have a fever or they're not feeling well, they need to stay at home. I really wanted you to know that we were utilizing some volunteers. They were, not the mass of our volunteers. The bulk of our volunteers are kitty cuddlers and bark buddies, but many of our kitty cuddlers and bark buddies have kind of become foster parents, so that has been super helpful. And we're really focusing our volunteers really on what our true needs are at this moment in these unprecedented times. And you guys have just stepped up. So all of you men and women out there have stepped up, and we really, really, really appreciate that. So I think I've kind of touched on everything. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Candace. We wanted to touch base, kind of thank all of you. None of us knew how long this was going to be going on. It seems as endless as this video, honestly. But thank you for everything that you're doing, everything that you have done, and everything that you will continue to do for us. We genuinely appreciate and value each and every one of you.
Ditto.